We'll tell you what, I've just been informed that our speaker for today is on Zoom. Is that right? Okay. Maggie, do you see him here?
Connie Stewart.
Oh, Connie's
Yes.
back on. Okay, great. Hi, Connie. Well, in that case, I'm going to hop ahead because Connie does need to leave early. And so we're going to blaze through a few slides here and come back to them. And Connie, with my apology, that's not your name. I've got Josh Callahan up on the screen, but Connie, if you would like to share, Greg is going to introduce you, and I will open up the screen share for you.
So many of you know Connie Stewart. She works at Humboldt State University, Director of Special Initiatives, and has been a broadband leader and colleague for many years. When she said she couldn't make it this morning, she says, invite Josh. And I said, okay, I invited the wrong Josh. Oh, the other Josh. So anyway, so Connie is actually on the road in a hotel room, and so we're texting this morning, and she says, I can jump on until 7:40 to talk to you about what we're doing and what's going on with all the big fiber projects. So thank you, Connie. Thank you, Connie. I owe you wine. We are going to now use first names and last initials when talking about each other. And I'm going to kick it over to Connie because she's got a short amount of time, but I think you'll find this really interesting. And so take it away.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi, everyone. I actually, the other hazard about this is that I can't see you and pull up slides at the same time. So I am working on pulling up some broadband pictures for you so you can see what's going on. And people are texting me. Okay, they're looking. I was in the middle of ordering breakfast downstairs, and so they're looking at what option to bring me. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I found my pictures. So hi, everyone. So most of you probably have already read that the cable landing is happening. And so I'll give you an update on the fiber optic project going across to Singapore. And then I'll give you an update on how we're all going to get connected and what's going to happen next. Everybody has probably been inconvenienced by traffic stops around the Samoa Peninsula. And, I know it's really, really annoying, but it's broadband actually happening. So wave at those guys. The company that's actually digging around is called Lightwave. And they love our community so much, they bought a ranch near Liscombe Slough, and they're moving here permanently. They have broadband businesses in San Jose and Austin, Texas, and Arcata, California. So how's that for pretty amazing? We're going to have so much broadband work that they're coming here for good. So let's see. Let me share my screen here and see if I can get some pictures up here. Okay, so let's see. How do I do this? I apologize, guys. I'm a little. Okay, here we go. All righty. Can everyone see this on the screen? Okay, good. Okay, so the cable landing took longer than we thought it was going to take because of this little teeny tiny section that unraveled. And so this section took about an extra 20 hours to land the cable because the fiber from the ship needed to travel, and this is the outside coating on the fiber, needed to travel almost 1 mile to get on the shore. It's actually one of the longest cable landings on the Pacific, underneath near the pulp mill and to its landing spot. And so this little part of the cable unraveled, and let's see if I can get my slides to move forward here. We had to keep pulling back and forth from the ship. Let's see, here's what it looked like when it unraveled. This is going to be boring if I can't do this with two screens. I'm sorry, hold on a second. And of course I have slow internet. That's what happened. And so we couldn't get that through the pipe. It's pretty amazing how this little problem is the reason we couldn't land two cables that weekend. And this is what 4,000 kilometers of cable look like on a ship. This is enough cable to get halfway across the Pacific Ocean. They drop it on the ground, and then another ship comes, picks it up, puts a splice in, and takes it the rest of the way to Singapore. Let's see. I think that's it. Okay. I'm one screen challenged here, so I'm gonna go back and stop sharing. You guys can look at me. Where am I? Okay, stop share. How do you stop cloud share? There you go. Okay, hopefully you're looking at me now. So what we have is our plan is to drop it off in Arcata at the new data center downtown near 11th Street. That data center is filled already with Google and Facebook, who will be able to route about a third of their Pacific Northwest traffic through, their traffic through our region and off, hopefully, to the East Coast. We are then working on the Digital 299 project. And that project will hopefully start in spring and will go from Arcata all the way to Redding. There also is going to be a spur that will go from Arcata to Trinidad. And that spur is being paid for by Humboldt State University to try to get to our marine lab, but it's strategically going to go through Eureka and pick up a lot of folks there, including the airport and the new microgrid there, and some other folks. So that will provide some additional connectivity. The really, really good news about the company that is building all of this is that they are so community minded. We have meetings about every other week. They show up at every meeting. We were able to give them a list of about, there must have been 350 community large users, fire departments. I see Randy Mendoza on the call. Fire departments, all the schools, hospitals, large business owners, and other places. We just gave them a list, and they've designed the project to be able to provide high speed to all of those businesses along the way. So, for 20 years, I've had a design of the route, and they would call me and go, well, Connie, if we do it, your way, we're going to miss these 5 businesses that you put on your list that you thought were really important and needed broadband. So, so they've been fantastic. They have also agreed to provide fiber to every tribe in our region as well. So we will be able to make sure that we don't have a digital divide between the tribal lands and all of us too. So that's really, really exciting to us too. So why don't I stop there and see if anybody has any questions?
Thank you, Connie. That's inspiring news to see that that's actually being done and constructed. Any questions from the room? Craig, come on up. Sorry, she needs to hear you.
I guess I was just wondering if this was all for business, or if there's any difference that us as individual users would see as a result of all this coming on shore.
So thanks for that question. So what happens is that they will hopefully sell capacity, and hopefully the local providers that already exist in our community will buy service from them and improve the service. So when Highway 36 got built, and you have Greg Foster to thank for making the contact there, Suddenlink was able to offer a great deal more capacity because they bought into that project, right? So these folks will not actually be the people you write checks to. They will just provide bandwidth to existing businesses in our community to buy, if that makes sense. So you should, if you have Suddenlink, if you have T-Mobile, if you have anybody else, they should want to buy on this capacity to provide you much faster service and much more reliable service.
Thank you, Connie. I see we have a question from Randy on Zoom.
Good morning, Connie.
Good morning.
So one of the things that's bugged me for a long time is every time the power goes out, we lose internet, even though we're cellular. So will that improve here? Will the cellular signal improve? And will maybe, I guess you mentioned Suddenlink.
I'm really, really glad you asked that question. One of the goals of this project, and one of the reasons HSU is very interested is, and HSU, just so you know, we asked for $20 million in our Polytech planning that the governor and legislature gave us to enhance technology in the region. And that we're strategically doing that, as I said, not just for our own benefit, but because we know our classroom is everywhere, right? It's on the plaza, it's in the forest, it's on the ocean. So we need to be able to have connectivity so everywhere. So one of the plans, and as I said, the first data center is filled. We have a joke. I reserved a little cabinet for HSU in that data center. I call it Connie's cabinet. And that cabinet will allow us to create what's known as a local internet exchange. And that will mean that everyone will be able to interconnect in that location so that we will have a seamless link. And so to explain that better, if you remember what happened in New Orleans when Katrina hit, right? Cell phones didn't work because signals had to go out of the community and then bounce back in. If we're all interconnected here, the signal won't have to go out of the community, and there will be enough power generation on site to keep the signal going. So Randy, that's you never answer yes or no to a technology question, but the answer is I hope so.
Very good. Any other questions from the room or on Zoom? Connie, thank you so much for talking with us today. You know, it is a hugely important project for Humboldt County and everybody here. And thanks for your part in bringing that forth.
Thank you. Thank you.
So many years of work.
And just say it'll be about 4 years before you'll really see the improvement. You know, it's sort of like a Caltrans project. It takes a while, even with the stuff on the ground. So it's not going to be an overnight change. We're probably still 4 years out, but you got to start somewhere. So I should mention that. And let me give my condolences also to Bob. I'm so sorry, Bob.
Thank you, Connie.
Thanks. Take care.
For speaking with us today, we will be making a donation to the Wheelchair Foundation in your name, who provides wheelchairs to those that could not otherwise afford access to them. So thank you.
Buying her a cocktail.
And a cocktail from Greg. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.